I don't want to start yapping.
Oh, there we go. Now we're live.
What? Oh, yeah.
Are we live?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's in there.
Let's go. All
It's
right.
actually working. Is there like, can you put some kind of like background on the behind us to make it look cooler? There's like
I have no
like
idea
gray
how to do
bars
that.
below us.
I have no idea. I don't even know what it looks like.
I
Should
can
I pull
see
it
it.
up to see what it looks like?
It just looks like two guys yapping on two small screens.
Wow, the quality looks so bad.
Is it bad?
It's so bad. It looks so bad.
Mine sounds good.
I can't hear any. Right, let me. All right, y'all. No one's here, but we're just gonna.
Yo, Eric's in the chat, bro. What's up, Eric?
Let's go! Let's go, Eric. First ever person in the chat of all time. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, Eric, we're gonna get started with our first movies we saw in January. Ty, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell Eric, go ahead, sit back, get your popcorn going, throw it on the big screen. There you go, Che. Chase second. There you go. Chase is in the chat now. All right, so I got this idea from
Ice Flat.
Carson Runquist. He's a reviewer on YouTube. All right, Zach's on here too. Let's go. Um, and he every month he reviews all the movies he watched, or just gives like a slight little review. I thought it'd be fun to do a little live stream, so we're gonna just go back and forth in order, chronological order from like how we originally saw them. So uh, I'll get us started. Me and Chase, we were in California. We were having a good time out there. Went to the Rose Bowl and all that. And then we stayed for a few extra days. And me and Chase made it to Migration. That was my first movie.
That was your
And
first movie.
I'm just gonna let you guys know 2 out of 5 for me on that one. I'm surprised I even gave it a 2 at that point. But yeah, it's an Illumination cartoon animation. Uh, Pretty bland story, but I feel like it could have been a lot better. I really wish there could be movies that like kind of like Ice Age, like the good animation from when we were younger. Like I feel like there was so many great movies that came out when we were younger.
Incredibles. Yeah, stuff like that. Um, I heard whispers of you watching this one. Um, is it like, but you like never really delved into what it was actually about? Because
Yeah,
I'm never gonna
basically,
watch it. So,
yeah. This
like,
family of ducks.
is it exactly
Yeah,
what you think it is?
yeah. This family of ducks. The dad's like super scared of like going anywhere else. Like he wants to stay there, kind of cliche. And then like the mom kind of wants to be adventurous, so she's like, like of course the kids want to be adventurous, and he's like, all right, we'll go. And then they end up having a good time, and it was the friends they made along the way, type beat. So that's
All
really
right,
cool.
sounds like I'm glad I missed that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, so while Ty stayed in California, I shipped it back to Cincinnati with mom and dad, and for some reason, dad was like, we're coming off the plane, and he's like, we got to watch this movie Alive. And I was like, I've never heard of that.
alive.
What's that about? He's like, yeah, we got to watch Alive right now. So as soon as we got home, it's like a 3.5 hour, it was like a 3 hour movie. Um, so like if you heard about Society of the Snow that came out on Netflix, this one is the same story, but it's like with a bunch of white boys as the well, let me, because like you don't even know what a Society of Snow's about either, probably.
I think it
So
was like a plane crash.
yeah,
They
it's a
got to
plane
survive.
crash. Yeah, so a rugby team was going over the Andes down in South America, and their plane crashed. And they were out there for a few weeks, and they called off the search like 2 weeks in, and yeah, that's basically about how they survived out there for so long. Some cannibalism's involved. Gets a little
Mm,
grotesque.
little Dahmer party
Um,
action.
yeah, but it's like weird because they're like, I consent to have my body eaten. And I mean, so like
What?
you can tell, yeah, it was whack
Okay,
shit. It was like,
that's That's crazy.
It was like, I'm gonna die. Like, it's cool if you eat my body, and they're like, thanks, bro, because like I need that. And then, but so Alive is I'll do like a little duo action. My third movie into this year was Society of the Snow, and I was like, might as well compare and contrast with this one and that one because it's about the same events. And Alive was like the most Hollywood version of the events because it's got like American actors speaking English, and I mean they got the gist of the story, but then when you get to the Society of the Snow, it's like actual South American actors that have like super close likeness to the actual people who like were in the accident. And it was like a lot more brutal, a lot more serious. But I mean like because I watched the same thing so close to each other, it was hard to stay focused for the second one. But I could tell it was
Yeah,
just way better done. And it was obviously in a different language, but it felt like way more immersive.
that one got a
There we go.
couple Oscar nominations as well. So I never saw it, but I've heard some good things. I've heard some actual mixed reviews on that one. Um, but I'm glad to hear you like that one better than the other one.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to my next one. Another one. Chase, me and Che went to some movies together out here. Uh, we saw Night Swim. It was a horror that came out. Chase loves the scary movies. We've been over this. I feel like he always finds a way to get me to go. Like I saw Thanksgiving in November. Um, yeah, I went to Night Swim. One cool thing, Kurt Russell's, who's like super well known, like Tombstone, Sky High. I mean, what do we? But I mean, his son is actually in this movie as the main character, and yeah, he did. He's great. I saw him in Playtest. Remember that Black Mirror episode back in the day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's Kurt
Playtest was
Russell's
awesome.
son. He's got like the
Yeah, we know
big
him.
beard, and I've been seeing him pop up a lot on my TikToks lately. It was good to see him in a leading role. I feel like he did a good job. I mean, like the writing was really bad. It's a classic, like cliche, like kind of horror movie. Um, I gave it a 3 out of 5. So not too bad, not too great. Um, Probably a better theater experience than if you're watching it like streaming. So I will say that about that.
Okay.
But that's
Anything like
basically it
that
about that
stood
one.
out that like was like, okay, this was a little different. This one's a little bit better than what I expected potentially.
Yeah.
Or is it just kind of like,
Yeah. One thing it did do like a little twist. It was kind of like a Goosebumps kind of feel, where I don't know if
I
you're
like
gonna
that.
see this thing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Uh, this pool in the backyard is like there's like a spring that like leaks into it, and that's what is like the evil presence. But it's not just like evil. It's not just killing people the whole time. Like it also gives powers to people. So this guy's like he got hurt playing baseball. He's like a major league player, and he's like, oh, we always wanted a house with a pool, whatever. And he's like soaking in it, and then he gets out, and then he's going like hitting BP for his son's baseball team, and then dude absolutely ropes one into the lights. So there was like a baseball aspect that I could kind of cling on to,
okay,
um, like kind of like gave him superpowers kind of, and then he got possessed by it, like he was full water mode. So it was
love
interesting.
that. All right.
Yeah, but that's basically it. Sorry, you're not gonna be able to watch it now, but there you go.
No, I like me some horror movies. I'll forget about that one. It sounds pretty forgettable. So like I'll like forget that, watch it in like a year. It'll
Yeah.
be a good surprise. Um, all right, so context for my next movie. I just got a projector for my room. Uh, I mean, if you guys are curious, I'll show it to you guys. But
Ooh. Yeah, it's sweet.
because I got that, I was like, this feels like my own like indoor cinema. Like it feels old school. I gotta throw in some old school
Oh
movies,
yeah.
and so like I scrolled on the IMDb, or actually it was just Letterbox. I have a few old movies that I just had been putting off because I've never been in the mood until this thing. 12 Angry Men is what I checked out, and shout out Chase for the checked out. Um, yeah, 12 Angry Men's about a group of
Jake,
jurymen.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want you to break this one down because it's on my
I'm
list.
just giving you. I'm just giving
to
you
be
the
seen.
premise.
All right, give me the synopsis. All right, here we go. Here we go.
You got 12 angry men. They're in a
All
room.
right.
They have to. There's a kid on trial, and they got to find if he's guilty or not. And yeah, you gotta watch it to find out. This one is it is like a lot of talking. So if you're trying to watch something with action, it's all based uh, basically in one setting, and you got to watch it kind of unfold. Um, I'm not gonna say anything more than that. It's one of the best movies of all time. It's on the
Oh
top
yeah.
IMDb. Uh, like in
You
my
put
opinion,
it.
I mean, I think it was up there personally. I think it
Oh
was
yeah.
just like, it was just a vibe. Like
That's
there's
it.
not a lot of movies like it, so you just gotta appreciate it for it being so different.
Do you feel
And
like
I'm
you've
sure it
seen a
was
lot of
different
horror
from the time.
movies?
That's
Do
kind
you
of
feel like you've
random
seen a lot
because
of
this one isn't a
no,
horror
not
movie.
horror movies. I mean, just old movies. Sorry, the family group chat's absolutely exploding right now for no reason. It's awesome.
All right, that's epic. Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
mute them.
I have seen plenty of old time movies, but none like really committed. Like I'll keep getting into my list. Like I was going pretty far back, and then I was like, okay, I got to take it back to modern times. But yeah, having a projector just makes you want to like throw on something black and white, with a cool like aspect ratio that's like a square or something.
Did you
So
mean to pun that?
no,
Modern
but
Times?
like
That's Charlie Chaplin. That's the one. That's one of the old
yeah.
ones
So
I've
I
seen.
didn't see modern times, but yeah, I mean, if you want to give me
That's
that, you
good
can.
out of you.
I did watch Charlie Chaplin. Uh, we'll get
Nice.
into that one.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Angry Men though, I'll give that one 4.9 because, um, you know, I'm a little like I just appreciated the story for what it was. Give me 1 second because I got something in the other room that's screaming at me. Teapot.
Oh yeah, guys. Jake makes tea with a tea kettle, and he does it because it makes him feel more like an adult. So we'll give that to him. It's pretty funny. How we doing in the chat? I sound like Aiden Ross. All right. Zach, how we doing tonight? Is Eric still in here? Possibly. Aaron, what's up? Yeah, he's making tea like with a tea kettle like on the stove, and it whistles when it's done, like old fashioned. It's crazy. It's crazy, Eric. Eric might click off after hearing that.
I can hear you in my ears now. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, man.
Yo. Yeah, tea is pretty good. Jake's a tea advocate now. He walked in
Don't
the
knock
store.
it till you try it, man.
He said, "What you guys got? Like, what'll get me going?"
Well, actually, it was just like a friendly
Willie
lady
T
who
on
was
here?
like, "What's up, Will?"
Willie T.
Yeah, if you're just joining us,
Miss you,
I
bro.
just got my tea kettle was screaming
my
at
God.
me. So yeah, we're really high end over here.
Oh.
All right, Ty, let's get into the next fucking.
I just go for the old fashioned propel. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's good. That's a
Not
good thing
sponsored.
too.
Um.
God damn.
All right. My next one.
I got such.
What's
I have
up?
such a shit one next. I'm sorry. Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right, it's okay. Ajik, I made you watch this one. I watched this on the plane back from California back to Nashville. I saw Old Boy. Jake, you watched that one
Yeah.
as well.
I did watch. We'll knock it out here. Yep.
If you're looking for a suspenseful movie, just one of the best revenge stories you'll ever see. It is quite graphic, so Chase, you're not gonna be able to see this one, but
It's also in Korean, so if you don't like foreign films,
A little disclaimer as well. But I mean, I really enjoyed this movie. It made my flight like fly by because I was so invested in the story, and there's some great action sequences. And this, I'll basically give you the premise here. This guy, he is just living his life he kind of gets into some trouble, gets arrested a couple times, and then all of a sudden he wakes up and he like forgets who he is, and he has to like kind of figure out like who would have done this to him, and he's like slowly
you missed the whole part where he got imprisoned when you said that.
I said he gets in prison a couple times at the beginning, and then he gets
A
let
couple
go.
times.
Yeah,
But like when he gets locked up this next time,
Yeah, but-
it's like way different than the
Yeah.
other times he got locked up.
yeah, he gets
It's like
kidnapped.
he's in
He gets kidnapped
a
by some guys.
room without a window and he's just sitting in there with his thoughts for a long time. But
Yeah.
that's not even the premise of the story. That's just a piece of it. This thing
Yeah.
has a lot of ideas in it. And I'm just gonna say I called the
ending.
twist. There's a twist involved. Good luck calling that one. I was pretty proud of myself for sniffing that one out. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good movie. It's
you gotta love a
little-
movie with a twist. Definitely gory. It's not for everybody, but I had a great time watching it on the plane. Like I said, flight flew by. No pun intended. Like I was on the ground before I knew it, just because I had that thing fired up. So if you're
Yeah.
going on a plane ride, you like suspenseful movies. You like Tarantino, for example. You might like this one. So
good action sequences. It's a mystery when you're trying to solve out like who imprisoned him. We're trying to figure that out. What the hell's going on?
yeah,
So it's cool.
yeah, and he's not he's kidnapped. He's not imprisoned. Like he is imprisoned, but he's just some people just catch him on the street. So, yep. All right, we're gonna go on to your next one, Jake. If you
My
want to.
next?
Here.
Yeah.
You said it was
Awesome.
a bad one.
All right, so glad we can just get this one out of the way. I watched Saltburn, and thank God I didn't see it with anybody else. It was on streaming pretty quickly after it released in theaters. Yeah, so that was a thing, and I'm so glad once again I watched it streaming because I could fast forward past the super long. There's some long scenes in here that are sexual in nature, and I did not enjoy it because it was, you know,
All right, we don't have to get into it, Jake.
yeah,
We don't have to
we
get
don't have
into
to get into it.
You've
Wouldn't
probably
recommend
seen
it if you don't
like
like
16
guy on guy stuff. If you don't like, you know, hey, but the aesthetic was cool. The aesthetic was cool. I liked the colors. I liked the house, but like the characters involved and the story involved, not good. There we go.
Good acting.
That's my review. I mean, you could call it
Jacob B.
acting.
Lordy. You got the Barry Cogan.
The one good
Some
actor
other
was the
actors.
mom. The mom was a
Okay.
good actor. You'll know who that is if you watch it, the blonde. But
Alright.
everybody else was kind of weird, for my opinion. So, your
Do you
guy
wanna
from
Let's start rating these. I forgot to rate.
I don't
Old Boy.
have rates. I'm just kind of giving you my impressions. But
Alright,
we'll
well,
give
I
Saltburn
have-
a 1.5 because I like how the aesthetic was.
1.5.
Yeah.
It's pretty harsh. I'm giving Old Boy. I didn't rate that one. I'm giving it a 4.9. So go check that one out. If you're into that.
I wasn't incredibly in the mood for that one when I watched it. But I'd give it like a 3
Wow.
3.8.
Really?
Dude, those actors in the foreign films, they get like a little too like over the top with the acting.
It's just their culture.
I know.
You got to take it with a grain of salt. I mean,
But
you can't-
that's just how I felt about it. So
okay. All right. All right, Jake. Next for me, I watched
trust me,
Inside.
you'll know if I like one. You'll know when I like a movie. Like I'm gonna let you
What
know.
would you rate like 12 Angry Men?
I said 4.9. That one was awesome.
All right.
Out of 5.
All right, Chase wants to make an appearance. Come on, Chase.
All right, get him in
Hurry
here.
up.
Chase, let's hear about
Ben's
you
also
watched
on
it.
the ground over here.
What's up, Alex? Good weekend? There you go.
Alex, can we turn down that?
How do I do
Yeah,
now?
thanks.
We're asking.
Have I been muted this whole time?
How do we do now?
Shay, you want to get in here? There's no donuts.
Well, I,
Don't knock Dad's thing off.
Chase, you try to give us $5. Say something.
You said you're trying to give us $5 to say something?
Yeah, I was going to, but I just want you guys to go. Duncan 7, thank you for the 9.
Is the quality pretty bad on the phone?
No,
Or is it okay?
Yeah, it's like a normal, like when you're the videos.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. It's good to hear.
We'll
It
have
looks
to figure
laggy
out
on
how
this
to-
side, so like.
No, it's fine.
All right, that's cool.
All right, Alex.
It
I'll
looks
see it.
fine.
Alright.
It's the first time. We'll get it sorted.
Yeah. All right, I was gonna say my next one. I watched Bo Burnham's Inside. This one came out in 2020, or it was filmed over 2020. Probably came out in 2021. Bo Burnham's a comedian. If you don't know him, he's kind of took a step away from stand up for a while, and he was just about to come out and start performing again, and then COVID happened, and he's like, I need to do something like while I'm alone in my house. So it's called Inside, pretty fittingly, and this dude Bo Burnham, he can sing. He's one of those comedians who knows how to sing really well, and he makes like really smart lyrics to songs. Like sometimes they're outrageous, sometimes they're dumb. But he this was a Netflix special, and it's probably like an hour 30 of like just different like little segments he made throughout his COVID experience. And I feel like it's a little time capsule. Like you can kind of see like inside to everyone's psyche, kind of how everyone was feeling during COVID. And he like just let his creative juices flow, and you can just see his beard get longer while he's filming, and just like he kind of spirals into madness, but it just makes it great. And he made some great songs. Like I mean, the songs wouldn't make sense. Like they're on Apple Music, they're on Spotify. If you go listen, they wouldn't make sense unless you're watching it. Like his performance with the lighting he does and just the way he shoots it, I just loved it during COVID, like right after COVID especially, because I was like I'm so jealous because like I don't think I'll ever be able to make something like that great, like with so little resources. So
Yeah.
you just gotta
I'll
like
take credit.
see his talent.
I'll take credit for having you watch that. I threw it on last year, towards the end of the year, and just because I was like, that was really good. I got to watch that again. And like I forgot, like you forget how good the production quality is when you expect it to be so bad. But like I mean, he worked on this thing for 8 months, and it's an hour and a half. And it's the best parts of that hour and a half. Like it's the best part of those 8 months that he could piece together. And Ty said you can see his beard getting longer, his descent into madness. It's pretty funny. But no, he's just funny. He's a funny guy. He's really smart. I love that one. It's just super unassuming. So it was cool.
Yeah, and he said some like I don't know. There's that one. Remember that TV show that I made you watch on YouTube that he made back in the day? It's like Zach something's gonna be.
Yeah,
famous.
you did. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, I remember.
It's
that one.
just, like he made that on his own, like when he was like 16 or 18. So this guy's got a big brain, a lot of creativeness, and this was like kind of the culmination of that, like kind of everything he had, because he'd been like kind of staying away from the stage, and then he pulls it all out for like all of his cards out for that. I thought it was great. I'll give it a 4 or 5. First time I watched it, 5 out of 5 easily. But since like it's kind of worn off on like just kind of the recency bias, I'd give it a 4 or 5.
But it's gonna rebound in due time when that's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
like I
Looking
wonder what it's
back at,
like back then.
COVID, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
so
cool.
like it's a gem. It's a hidden gem in the rough. It's gonna be a good one.
All right, what you got, Jake?
I'm next. All right, so sticking to after Saltburn, I was like, "Geez, Louise." All right, let's go back to some classic movies that I want to watch. I've been putting this one off for a while. Lawrence of Arabia. Finally threw it on.
Jeez.
I sat through the whole thing in one sitting. Like there's supposed to be an intermission, and I was like,
How long is it?
"Nah." 3.5 maybe. Shit, bro.
Three-
I had
is it like the
I had
longest
a
movie
lot
of
of
all
time. Yeah, because it's got like an intermission in it. Hold on.
I mean,
Let me-
I know there's some like weird documentary style movies that are like 10 hours
Let
long.
me make sure
But,
I
like,
get
no one
the
watches
name of
this.
this right. All right, it came out in 1962. It was 3 hours and 42 minutes. And oh baby, I went in there. I mean, the story is not so much what you're going for. You're going for like the scale of the combat and the scale of the sets that they're using. I think they're out. It's not even sets. They like actually went out to Arabia. I believe. I'm talking on my ass right now, but it looks like they're actually in the desert. And then like they literally have like thousands of extras coming in on horseback through this city, and they just have one camera up on a hill, and they show this whole siege of like this one city all the way to the coastline, and it was like, dang, like uh, this is cool because like it's actually real people doing it, and they like hired all these people to be a part of this, and it's like it seems like it feels like a really important like event. Like everybody's there trying to make something really cool. So
I was told,
that part of it I appreciate.
isn't it,
Story was like meh.
didn't it heavily inspire like Indiana Jones, just like the landscape?
Oh yeah,
Is that,
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're out in the sand dunes. Um, I think yeah, George or Steven Spielberg. That was his favorite movie when he was growing up. When he saw this in the theaters for the first time, he like
dude, imagine
he felt like
seeing that
so
in the theater.
ashamed because he was like I'll never be like a director because like
Yeah.
I'll never be able to like get this many people to like want to do something like this with me, or like I can't go
Yeah.
film this craziness. It was
Imagine,
really
like,
cool. Like it I so like the we like have talked about this in the past about like artifice and like stuff like
all right,
this.
we just
I,
lost
I
two
mean we're
viewers.
gonna
Come on,
get
Jake, clean it up.
slightly aggressive. I know. All right. um it just feels like you're in this like this little you're in the moment. Like it doesn't feel like you're watching a movie. It feels like you're watching a story about a guy that is trying to get Lawrence. It's Lawrence of Arabia. He's trying to get it dialed in over there, down
Yeah,
in North Africa. So it was cool.
that's
I'll give
sweet.
that one just out of respect. We'll give this one a 4 out of 5. I didn't
That
particularly
kid,
like the story that much, but it was cool.
proud of you.
All right,
Proud of you for watching that one.
thanks.
All
Yeah, me
right.
too.
My next one is like kind of like a two in one. So I love Star Wars. I believe it's like the best trilogy, probably of all time. Definitely of all
Original.
time for me personally. I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time. I know that might turn some people away. I'm not a Lord of the Rings like person per se, so this is my perspective. Um, I watched the first one, the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. We got Frodo and all that squad. I didn't like. I kind of like vaguely knew like what it was about, but the story was more compelling than I thought it was gonna be, and like you kind of get attached to all the characters. And
It's a
I
simple
enjoyed that
storyline to
one.
follow. You're
Yeah,
like, okay, I know what's happening. I get what's
yeah,
going on. It's kind of it's like satisfying to have a storytelling like that every once in a while
yeah.
when you
It's
don't
like
have
a
to
quest.
guess. You're
It's
like,
a
okay,
quest.
let's get to the ring, bro. Let's get to the mountaintop.
Yeah,
So like, it was good.
I
That's
feel like I
funny
was
that you.
like watching a video game, pretty much. Like you're just like going through, you're picking up friends, you're making enemies.
Yeah, that's a valid. It's a valid
And
statement.
so for the first one, I'm gonna give it a 4, and then I gave the Two Towers one. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, just because like I appreciate the scale. Like obviously shot in like New Zealand. Like there's a cool ass
Yeah.
castle on the side of the cliff. Um, I'm not like that much of like a sword like sword battle guy. Like unless it's like 300 or something. Like when there's like
Or
weird
Game
looking
of
like
Thrones.
these like orc things, like I'm like it doesn't really do a lot for me. Like I
Those
know
are
people
those
like the
guys are
fantasy
unsightly,
stuff.
bro. Yeah, I don't like looking at that either.
Yeah. Um but I like the twists. I actually didn't get to finish. I fell asleep, I'm gonna be honest, by the end of this one. These are long movies, they're like 2.5 hours. I know people are probably gonna get mad at me for saying that about that movie, but it was late and I turned it on and I even tried to finish it again and fell asleep again. So
Really?
I've heard the next one like the last one is like
That's supposed to be
definitely the best one.
really good.
Yeah.
I put off that one, and I put off the last Harry Potter, Deathly Hallow. I haven't seen both those. But I did want to say I thought it was funny that I just said Lawrence of Arabia, and then you go to Lord of the Rings. They're like super similar with people appreciating like the landscape and the vastness of it all. It
Yeah.
was so like, I like that one, but yeah, I just like the straightforward storytelling. I appreciate that, and I mean that's what it is. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the last one. I need somebody to watch it with. So I mean like, hey, Ty, let me know, man. All
We
right.
should watch it. We should do it. Maybe we stream it
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, Potts would love that shit. Shout out. All right.
We should get Potts. We should watch it with Potts.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna do
He
probably.
could like tell us like I know people don't like when like people are like watch this. Like I kind of want to like hear like watch this because I have like kind of in the
You
weeds
talking about
when I
like
watch those kind of
the?
movies.
Did you know he actually broke his foot when he hit kicked the
No,
helmet?
no.
Okay. All right.
I just want to like know when the good parts are because 2 hour 30 can get a little grueling. Like it can get a little slow. But
Yeah.
I like how we're shifting. Like different characters are in different areas. We're like interweaving the storyline. So I liked how it did that. I thought it was good. Obviously, there's books, so like it's probably in the books like that as well. So good
Yeah.
storytelling.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, what's your next one? I'll hear.
It's not a movie, it's a TV show, and it is very dear
Alright.
to my heart. And I'm actually in the middle of watching the last episode right now. But I actually have seen it all the way through already, but I had to watch it again. It's Better Call Saul. It's very, very near and dear to my heart. I love the way that this one is like a character study of this guy that just can't help himself, and he's he's smart, but he uses his smartness for bad things, and I mean this, and I mean then we got the cartel involved too. Like it's a whole thing. Um, I love it. I love
Explain
the.
what Better Call Saul is. Like it's connected to Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, so Breaking
Like a lot
Bad
of people don't know.
obviously is about um, a a chemist teacher who is told he has cancer, and then he makes meth to provide for his family. But then it turns out that he actually enjoys like being the bad guy and making the meth instead of like he loses his actual incentive to like I don't know. That's what the story is actually about. If you want to know. But then so Breaking Bad
I
is
was just saying its
before.
connection to
Yeah,
it.
I know. I wanted to
Walter
get
White
into it like that.
in Breaking. If you don't know Breaking Bad, you're not interested. It's Walter White's lawyer, but it's his story, like after the events that take place.
Yeah,
Breaking Bad.
people liked the lawyer character so much in Breaking Bad that they wanted their own spin-off show, and then this is what they gave him, and I liked it a lot. So, highly recommend it. Highly recommend watching Breaking Bad and then watching Better Call Saul afterward. There's some stuff in there like hidden in there that's like from Breaking Bad that you can appreciate if you've watched that through. But I like it because there's like it's really good storytelling. The opening sequences are super cool. So like TV shows will sometimes like have like an opening scene to a TV show that like you don't really know what the hell's happening at the beginning of the TV show, but it might be like the ending of the episodes at the beginning. And Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul does an awesome job with that, just like Breaking Bad does.
Yeah, it's really like
so.
cinematic for a TV show. Like I haven't seen all the episodes like Jake has. Jake's seen like this is like his second watch through, which
Yeah.
is insane. So he obviously loves it. It stars Bob Odenkirk, he's like such a great actor. Like he was in the line for like one of the guys who almost got Michael Scott's role in The Office. So like he has the same like intangibles as like Steve Carell. Obviously Steve Carell is like
Yeah. He actually has a
great,
comedy
like the
background.
best Michael. Yeah, yeah.
He has a
that's what I
comedy
mean, like-
background.
yeah.
Yeah. And then he does this like really serious portrayal of this, or it's not always serious, but that's what I like about it. It's like lighthearted, but then also it takes turns, man, and it's great. So, Ty, Ty, I don't know how I haven't convinced this guy to watch it all the way through, like I have, because the last 2 seasons of this are like
So great.
so high end.
Yeah,
It's
I just
great stuff.
it's hard for me to watch TV shows. Like I love turning on a movie, like different experience every time. I sit down and like obviously the TV show you can like kind of draw out the action and you get like more attached to the characters. Like Jake's obviously like super attached to these characters in that TV show. Um, but it's hard for me to just keep watching TV show. Like I tried to watch the that new Apple TV Plus one with the what is it, the Guys of the Sky or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
but
heard
I-
some people were having a hard time getting through it.
I mean, just like the title sequence at the beginning, like after they kind of do like the opening scene, is probably 5 minutes long, and that's when I checked out. I was like, all right, we're drawing this thing out. We're just
So like,
milking it.
but that's like bad TV shows. Bad TV shows like The Mandalorian and stuff, season 3 or whatever. They'll drag the same plot line out over all this, like the whole
Yeah.
season. Good TV shows utilize the space, and they'll have like 5 different stories told in one
Yeah.
season, and it's like that's the awesome stuff you
It's like a
love.
bunch of movies in one.
But
basically.
then this portion becomes like a bigger portion of the story to tell later on. Like it's uh you just got more to work with, and if you have good writers, you got like really sweet potential. Like think about if you've seen Peaky Blinders. You've seen Peaky Blinders all the way through.
Yeah,
They start in this little town
Town.
in England, and then by the end of it, he's like battling against this Nazi guy who's like trying to take over this whole continent. Like it's like the way that like things escalate
yeah.
in TV shows can be awesome.
yeah.
But you have to have
I'll
good
definitely,
writers.
I'll definitely have to check it out. I just need to commit to it, because like
Yeah.
it's really
No,
easy
I
to
don't
just
blame
turn
you
on a
though,
movie.
because it's pretty hard. Yeah, I know. That's exactly your
And
opportunity
it's
cost.
not
I
like
get
my
it.
TikTok attention span. Like I just like enjoy like a beginning, middle, and end all in one sitting. Like I know you get that like a bunch of times with Better Call Saul. Dude, I almost wish like they like screened it in the movie theater. Like they're like, all right, we're gonna like do like 2 episodes like this Friday, and then like you could go like every Friday or something.
The
I know it
beginning,
takes
the
forever.
the first few seasons are not aggressive enough to make you want to be like, okay, I gotta go back.
Maybe the last
Like-
few Masters of Air. Thank you, Eric. That's what it was. Thank you, sir.
Eric, you're a legend for sticking in here and going through this.
You just
with us.
got
We
modded.
appreciate you.
You just got modded.
Yeah, make this guy mod right here.
Can I mod him?
All right, Ty, you're
Yeah,
up
you're
next,
modded.
bro.
I'm-
Oh wait, I do want to give. All right, Better Call Saul is 5 out of 5 for me. It's Better Call Saul 5 out of 5. Give me that.
Awesome.
Sneaky favorite character, potentially favorite bad guy that makes an appearance is his name's Lalo Salamanca, and if you ever get to meet him, oh baby, it's a fun ride.
All right, sweet.
All right, Ty, you go.
All right, next. Me and Aaron watched this one together. Shout out Aaron. It's my girlfriend.
Led.
We saw Kevin Hart was coming out with a new movie.
Ew.
And it was on
Sorry.
Netflix Film. As I stated, if it's a streaming service, like making the movie, like I'm not talking all TV shows, because there is some good TV shows out here that like Netflix has made, but the Netflix original films. I mean, we should do a video on all these movies themselves. This one is an action film. We got like this like trying to be witty. Kevin Hart didn't actually play like his normal role, like where he's like the funny guy. Like he was trying to be like, he's like, yo, girl, like, let me take you, yeah, like whatever. Like,
Bro, you seen
he was
that?
trying to like act like a player, like, and he
Super-
wasn't like
super-
being funny.
Yeah.
And this girl was just like falling for him the whole time, but she was like trying to act like she wasn't. And I was just like, all right, what we doing? I finished it, but I might have zoned out. Like I might have been on the phone a little bit during this one.
Yeah, I don't
And
blame you.
I don't even know if it's like a good like oh, what should we watch tonight? Like, oh, let's throw that on, like, just in the background. Like, I don't even think it's worth that. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Netflix, to clean it up. I know we're spending a lot of money on these actors, on this CGI. Like, there's some like cool ass CGI. There's like this plane that's like got speakers on it and all this stuff. Like, there's some cool props in it, but the actual story,
That's not everything.
I don't know. And
Story comes first for me.
yeah, I mean, like, we can still like, I can still make a pop. You can still make a popcorn movie, and have it have a good story. Like, it doesn't have to be bad.
Yeah.
But I guess I watched it, so they accomplished their goal. Like, I bet a lot of people fell into the same trap as me, because they put that Kevin Hart
Yeah, on the
name
front
next to a Netflix.
homepage. Yeah.
Yeah. Number one trending,
Yeah.
like, on Netflix, like, whatever. It's like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. Those got to be rigged. The number one trending on Netflix, like, they put their own things, like, up at the top.
Oh yeah, they're paying a lot of money for that probably to themselves. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But all right,
Well, they spend a lot of money on it, so they're like, oh, we're gonna push.
they're
this.
just yeah, they know that this one has the most potential to be clicked on because Kevin Hart's in the title. Got
Yeah.
it.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm never gonna watch that one. That's epic. All right. So I got another TV show. I watched The Curse by Nathan Fielder, and I mean, like, you gotta be somebody who just likes to like sit in like and feel like awkward about, like, I don't know. You got to be willing to like let the TV show make you feel a certain way. Like, this isn't like a watch it because you're like curious about the story. It's like it's more about trying to make you feel a certain way after you watch it all the way through.
I heard the ending. I heard it like might have lost you like almost towards the end, and then the ending like makes up for it all. That's
I
what
mean, I
heard.
liked the whole thing. I liked the whole thing for what it was. It's
Okay.
basically about Nathan Fielder's in it. If you haven't heard of Nathan For You, definitely watch
Yeah.
that. It's awesome.
Just watch some clips on YouTube. It's all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, this guy's like really smart with his concepts, but in this one he's actually acting. This isn't like actually reality, but it's based on what a reality like a reality TV couple might look like in a rebuild house scenario. And Emma Stone's in it, and she's like got a bunch of Oscars. She just got Poor Things Oscars.
Yeah.
She's a great actress. They somehow bagged her for this role, and she does a great job in it, making you feel like, dang, she, like, I mean, I don't want to like spoil anything, but like, dang, she's good at what she's doing. But yeah, so like, I watched like Thomas Flight, this guy I watch on YouTube. Big shout out to him. He just made a video on this, breaking it down a little further than I ever could. I liked it a lot. It was just like super like uncomfortable. It's shot like with a camera crew. Like, the whole thing's shot with like a camera crew, or the camera crew that the reality show is being filmed by. So like all the shots are like super like sneaky, like the couple doesn't know they're getting filmed. So everything that's being filmed for this show is like the behind the scenes stuff that you're not supposed to see for the reality TV show. So I thought it was interesting. There you
Alright.
go.
Yeah.
I'll give it a-
Nathan Fielder's the man, by the way. Like,
I'll give it a 4.
I'm curious to see him acting.
He's
he's
really
acting?
bad at acting.
Really?
He's really bad at acting.
It's like,
But it
it's
works
almost
for
like
what it
he's
is. It works for what it
person
is.
Who like doesn't have like part of his brain firing, but he uses it to his advantage. Like in the Nathan For You series, like he goes to these companies and basically tries to remodel them in a way like one I can think of is like Dumb Starbucks he made. Like, this coffee shop was struggling and he rebranded the whole company off of Dumb Starbucks because like it wasn't illegal to like call yourself Dumb Starbucks if it's like a parody of Starbucks.
Yeah, he finds loopholes.
Yeah, he finds loopholes, like has a good time, like acts super monotone, and like that's just like who he is, so it just works so well.
There's one about a farm, and they aren't getting enough like people walking through because they pay for visitation there, and they wanted more people to come through. So he had the idea of, when the internet was first coming out, to make like a viral video about a pig saving a goat, and like did all this super intricate shit to get this like to work. Like I got like a trained pig that knew how to swim,
Oh
had
my
like a
gosh.
scuba diver under the water, like
That's
walking it
insane,
toward,
dude.
and then like doesn't tell anybody that it's fake and posts it on, and it actually blew up on social media, like unironically.
Did a bunch of
And then
people
it's
come?
like on the news. Yeah, it's on the news, and like it actually
Oh my
worked.
gosh.
It's so funny.
Might need to give him a call. Might need to
Yeah,
give him
so
a call.
like, but like that's the mind behind this. Like everything that's being done, it has a purpose. It's really good. So, but
That's
I'd
awesome.
watch The Rehearsal too. The Rehearsal's his other TV show that is actually hilarious.
All right. We'll check it out.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Big
as well.
Nathan Fielder crew over here. You haven't
yeah.
seen Rehearsal?
No,
Yes, you have.
Oh, I have seen Rehearsal. I've seen clips. You showed me
Yeah,
the.
no, you've seen it because
You
I
showed
made
me
you
the
watch
one
the
where
first one.
Jake.
yeah.
Jake.
We don't even have to spoil it, but it's so good.
Oh,
You have to
it's
watch
so
it.
good. It's so good.
It's real
All right,
people.
next one.
He's like trolling. He's trolling real people. It's hilarious. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, I got a great one next. I watched this one with Aaron as well. Watched Fargo. I gave this one a 4.8 out of 5. Fargo, it's based on a true story up in Minnesota and North Dakota.
I want to pause you right there. I want to pause you right there. I think a part of that was like satirical that they put that at the beginning. I heard being based
It's
on a
like-
true story. It's like telling you that like this, like most things that aren't that say that they're about a true story aren't about a true story. So like that was part of a joke with the actual directors there. I
know
looked
the,
into it.
The Coen brothers made it.
I looked into it. That's like actually real.
What's on?
that
It's based on like some murders that actually happened, but like they kind of made their.
I don't know, but like I think that's what I heard. So
I
like, I'm
watched
just
the
gonna put that
movie,
out
the
there. I don't
movie,
want us to be oblivious
Eric.
to that.
Oh well, they
yeah,
made
I
a
need to
whole
see the
TV
Fargo
show
TV
on it as
show.
well, and like it's. Let me just talk about the movie because I saw it.
ahead.
So you got Margie's like the main cop, and like she's like this pregnant cop. So automatically have stakes there, and she's just like the accents in
Okay.
the movie are all time, and like the Minnesotan accent, like they're like Margie, like stuff like that, which is great
Yeah,
to
that's
hear. And then the bad guys, we got that one. It's so funny, bro. They say it a couple times in the movie. They're like, I don't know, he was just funny looking. And if you know this actor, he's definitely a funny looking guy. He's in Grown Ups. I don't know his name
He's in
exactly.
Sopranos. I don't know his name either.
But
He's funny looking.
yeah,
You know
him.
when you know.
It's like kind of like a buddy bad guy movie too. Where like we have this bad guy who doesn't talk a lot, and like the funny looking guy talks so much. So it's like a funny dynamic there, and then shit kind of hits the fan in this little town up there, and it's just a great time. I'd highly recommend it. Eric, go check the movie out.
Eric,
I heard the series
Eric
was good as
retracted
well.
his statement. I caught it though. I'm not gonna watch that TV show because he appreciate that.
He said it wasn't good.
He said I heard the TV show wasn't great. So
Go watch the movie though. The Coen brothers made it. It's one of their best movies in my opinion. I gave it a 4.8 out of 5, and that's.
you actually made him a mod. That's epic. Okay.
I know I did.
All right, that's awesome.
Eric, you're a mod. Like you can like ban people from the chat. Like if we need you to. All right.
Except for me. Don't do it. Don't try.
Put your badge on. You got your badge on. All right. We're good. All right, Jake.
All right, I'm up next.
I'm not gonna spoil that one for anyone else. By the way, like I don't want to spoil the rest. It's such a good movie. Such a good movie. All right. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
love Fargo. Love Fargo. All right. I watched Wally. Threw it on. Gosh dang.
Wally.
Still testing out the projector. I knew this had some space in it. I was like, this might look really cool, and it looked so sweet. Wally is so wholesome, and it's like actually a really good story about like the potential future of humanity, and I mean it's done in an awesome
Hey.
way.
Jake, we're like on the brink right now with this Apple Vision Pro that just came out.
Oh yeah,
We're basically
Yeah.
there. We got the screen in front of us, and we're tapping with our fingers down here.
all we need is the chair that rolls us around everywhere.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
I think I saw someone. Oh, some guy was in a. He was in a Cybertruck, and it was self-driving, and he was like.
I saw that shit. I saw that too.
And it's like Wally is real. Wally
That
is.
was wild.
Wally is
That was
now.
wild.
So
Yeah, so like, but like Wally was awesome, and shout out to whoever decided to put this beautiful little song at the end. It was at the beginning and the end. I mean, it's from a movie. I don't know what it was called, but if you ever go watch Wally, I mean, it's gonna make you shed a tear by the end.
oh
It's
yeah.
just wholesome content.
So
I give that
that's
one
the
like a
kinda-
4.7. It was great stuff.
That's awesome.
It's
That's
a
the kind of
Pixar, if you don't
cartoons I'm
know
talking
Wall-E.
about. That's what we need.
Pixar's finest.
Like why couldn't Migration be like something like that? Like obviously the premise isn't as great. Like
I don't know why
Illumination
premises aren't
is
good like that anymore.
like Wally
I
was
don't
so
know.
good back then. Like we aren't dropping cartoons like Wally.
Bro, it's literally a silent film for the first half with Wally just wheeling around, wheeling and dealing.
I know. I'm saying we don't make those anymore, dude.
I know I'm saying I loved it.
They're all for TikTok. They're all like for these little iPad baby brains.
All
I
right,
guess I don't know.
don't be a
But I don't
boomer.
want to get too political here. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Jake, am I up now?
Yeah, I just said Wally. You're up.
All right. I got the holdovers. Jake, that's on your list as well. I
Yep.
gave it a 4.2 out of 5. It's just a really good like. It's one of those movies. It's kind of reminded me of like The Breakfast Club, or like 16 Candles. Like, and that was the goal. Like, just like the way the movie shot. Like, it wanted to be an 80s movie, and they shot it with like film. Like the exact same cameras they shot back in the day with. And I know the director's goal was to make it like an authentic 80s like movie.
You did a damn good job.
Yeah. Yeah. You
One
did
thing
great.
I would say when you said it's like Breakfast Club, that's what it was gonna be, but I think that was a big turn. If you go watch it, that you find out, oh, this isn't like Breakfast Club at all. It's like singling out one of the many, and really like focusing on that one person, and I think that was a cool twist.
Yeah.
And that's not really like a spoiler because like happens pretty early on. But I think it was like a good vibe. One thing I would say is I didn't think they have to do my man Paul Giamatti like that and giving him some kind of stank that like he can't sweat or something. Like
Yeah,
I
that
felt
was
bad
kinda
for the
weird.
guy, and it made me like start.
Yeah.
My brain started making like making me smell certain things when he was on camera the rest of the time, and I didn't appreciate that. But
Come
like
on.
everything else felt warm and cozy, and I was vibing with it.
Hey, dude, like this booze. Tell you what.
He did like his booze, man.
And
It was
at the end
wholesome
of the
stuff.
at the end, like not spoiling anything, he had that liquor that was sitting on the president's table. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I did, like
Okay.
it took me a
Kinda
second for
random.
that to connect.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. If you watch the movie, it'll make sense. Sorry about that.
Yep.
I just had
Holdovers
to,
was great though.
yeah. Well,
What did I said
Um,
like
Paul
I
Giamatti,
said put on
love, by the way.
my description is put on a warm blanket and take in an old school editing and shot selection. Oh baby.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
hold on.
It was awesome.
What did I watch
Perfect for
next?
that.
Oh, okay. I was like, bang. We're watching a few TV shows this month. Might as well keep the chain rolling. I watched one season. I just got shat on it yesterday on Twitter for only seeing it just the last month. True Detective season 1. Matthew McConaughey as Rust. What's his name? Gosh dang.
Matthew McConaughey and
I'm
Harry
blanking.
Harrelson. Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Oh.
Woody Harrelson in there. Uh, this one is like, it's very well written. The TV series, every season is a different group of people that are detectives partners. So this is the only one starring these two, and I felt like that was the only one I needed to watch because it was sweet. it's impressive how they have that cool of a story for only 10 minutes and make it, or 10 episodes, and making you like care about these characters a lot. Um, and it does a good job with like time frame and having like um, similar to Better Call Saul. There's like a modern time, there's a past time, like you're jumping from each. And like I really love that. Great storytelling. Highly recommend.
Good to hear.
4.5 out of 5. Boom.
Got a kid, Jake. Got a kid. I gotta watch it through. I only saw the first episode, and I would have kept watching, but I was with Aaron, and it was a little graphic early, like towards the end of the first episode.
Yeah, that stuff. Okay, Aaron's probably not gonna like it. It's got a little religious action in it. If you're not into that kind of stuff, when it comes to like, devil worship and stuff, it's not for you. So,
it's a little uncomfortable.
But yeah, so like I didn't really care for the story as much
Definitely
as I
not
cared
into
about.
that kind of stuff, by the way.
No, yeah, no, I know it was a joke, but like, I'm saying like, I watched it more for the character dynamic of those two together. They're really funny. They're super witty. Not funny because they're trying to be, but like, they're just like, they got really different personalities and they clash. It's fun to watch. All right.
Yeah.
Ty, you're up next.
All right, Jake, we threw this one on when you were in town, in Nashville. Briefly, we didn't finish the movie, so I can't like fully judge it. But we turned on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I didn't even add this to my list.
Oldie but a
I was
goodie. Yeah, it was right on the brink of like being on the list, but I ended up just putting it on. It's a lot creepier than I remember, and like, Willy Wonka's his cadence in his voice, dude. I don't know. It's something's a little off there, but the music's awesome, and I love Charlie Buckets. I mean, you're just rooting for him to get that golden ticket, and when he finally gets it, you feel like you got the ticket too, and now
Yeah.
you get to go on this adventure into behind the gates, and see what's going on back there, and it's a magical story, and I feel like it's way before its time.
I'm
in my
sure it
opinion.
was. The highs are high, the lows are low, but it's got definitely some imagination involved that you got to appreciate.
I just met our dad was born in 1969, so this is like right around when he was a kid, and I just imagine my dad being Charlie Buckets. I don't know. I've always like imagined that just because of the era, and he's got
Look
the
at
same
you.
haircut my dad had when he was younger. So, and he's good. He's a good guy.
I got the golden ticket. That was
Yeah.
a great song too. All right. Sorry.
Yeah,
All right,
Eric likes that one. Shout out Eric for liking that one.
Eric,
Had to bring it
big
up.
fan.
It's too good not to mention.
Yeah. I liked it. I wasn't in the state to finish it. I was pretty tired. I just watched holdovers, so I think that was like the same night. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So what did I watch? I watched Pulp Fiction. I had to watch this one
Ooh.
back. Honestly, you really forget. I hadn't seen it in like 3 years, and you forget like the order in which it's told. Obviously, that's like its big quirk, but like even knowing that it's like all over the place, like I still forgot about some scenes being in like placed the way they were because your brain wants to like try to organize it in your head.
That's
And
true.
this one's awesome. This one's awesome. Every story has tension involved. It constantly grabs your attention, even after you watch it the second time. Like I was still invested, because you're just trying to like see how well it connects, and like you're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're still organizing it. It's a great one. If you haven't seen it, Quentin Tarantino. It's one of his outstanding movies that people were like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's got something.
People say
So-
it's his best movie. People say it's his best, and I feel like it really like characterizes his style really well. And it's got all the like popular pop culture like references that he loves to put in his dialogue. This is like the prime of that.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just of like
Him
things
and
going on.
what's his name? John Travolta and
Good pull.
Samuel L.
Nice.
Jackson at the beginning. Those two interacting at the beginning, talking about the Royale with cheese and stuff like that. Like that was fun dialogue to listen
I'm gonna
to.
have to rewatch it. It's been
While-
like
so,
probably
like-
5 years since.
Yeah,
I've
so
seen
like
it.
the whole opening sequence. Well, there's another opening sequence before that. That's in the when Honey Bunny are in the store and they say they're gonna rob the place. Then it cuts to those two together and they're like on their way. You're like, where are they going? But like they're just casually walking, like chatting it up about
Yeah.
like Big Macs and stuff, and it was just vibey. So
Dude, the
I mean, that-
culmination of events at the end of that movie, like, just makes it. I'm
the
not
way
gonna
everything's
spoil it for anyone who
interweaved,
hasn't seen- Yeah,
yeah, the way everything's
It's
interweaved,
just-
you don't expect a lot of this stuff to happen the way it does.
Yeah.
It's cool.
if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it. If you like, consider yourself a person who likes movies, it's in that
4-7.
category, and you're gonna enjoy it. Nice. All right, next for me. All right, I got a TV show now. Now I said I don't watch a lot of TV shows, and I wasn't gonna watch this originally. It's the Ted TV show. Obviously we got
You are.
Ted
Yeah.
as the main character and a young some actor did a great job portraying a young Mark Wahlberg. This is like a prequel technically to the Ted movies. Ted's still post fame. Like he originally, you like forget. He originally got famous. He's like on all these talk shows, and like loved by everybody. And then everyone kind of forgets about him. And he grows up a little bit, and he's kind of this guy who he cusses, and they smoke weed for the first time in this like TV show. Like you see that a bunch in the first movie. And that's kind of like basically the premise of this one. I just thought there was just a great little bits, and my favorite part of it was the fact that it felt like I was watching like a comedy or a Family Guy episode. Like it hit me with the like setting the scene with like that classic jazz music playing, and I felt like I was watching like a live action Family Guy, but it had Ted in it. So that made it fun to watch. And it's only like there's only 8 episodes, and all of them were like 40 minutes. So it's not like too much of a commitment. And I wouldn't say you like become like super attached to the characters. It's more just for like comedy. The dad's hilarious. Like he's like a classic like 50s or not 50s, but like 60s dad. He's just like oblivious to like feelings and like all kinds of stuff, but it just makes him funny. And then the mom is like super overboard the other way, and it's just great character dynamics. Like it's not just Ted as the star of the show, like all the characters really shined, I feel like. But yeah, if you're looking for a good time and you're just trying to kill some time and not watch some TikTok and you want to still laugh, throw on Ted TV show. Why not?
Yeah, that's valid. I watched the first like 2 episodes, just because I was kind of just wanted to do that exactly, just vibe out and watch some Ted. I think that this TV show format really shows how like little effort they put into making the writing for like Family Guy and stuff, and they're just going
Yeah.
for quick gags. And you can see that through this, and I thought it was fine for what it was trying to do, but
Yeah.
it's definitely one where you just want to like mind-numbingly watch something that'll make you chuckle a few times, So
There is
I
some like
mean,
smart jokes I feel like in it, and like there is some like feeling out of like just the culture back then. Like they're just kind of like making fun of it a little bit, but it's set like Seth MacFarlane wrote it. Like he's just like a really smart guy, so he knows what he wanted to do with the show, and he was given the resources, and they knocked it out of the park. And one more Family Guy thing, like in Family Guy, like they'll like reference something in the show, like about like they're like Abraham Lincoln like used to
The
do
cut
that with
to
this, and then
yeah.
they'd like cut to it, and then like it'd be like him doing that.
yeah,
Like they did that in the show, and like it was just funny to see like a live action version because like nothing like
Yeah,
that
it's-
really
yeah, it's
exists.
different.
besides like Family Guy. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's good. All right, you're up, kid.
I liked what I saw from it. I just couldn't watch uh, as many as
Yeah, I don't
Ty
blame you.
to say.
I don't blame you. It's not. It doesn't work the mind. Like you don't do a lot of thinking. You're just kind of watching. It's one of those.
Yeah. Next one I watched was Amadeus, I think.
Amadeus.
Amadeus. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Mozart. That's what it's about. It's about who Mozart is, who his enemies were, um, like why he was like so talented. I guess there. I don't know if this story is based off the truth. It's got to be if it's got his likeness, I guess, somewhat. But um, yeah, you like it. I thought it was one of the coolest openings to like a main character that I've ever seen. Um, like it's not
They
what
just
you
like showing
expect it
off
to
his
be.
talent. Like I've seen clips on TikTok and things like that of just like him
Um,
like playing something on this little piano.
I'll let you watch it, but like it's more so um, the story's perspective. I'm just gonna say it. The story's perspective is from his like arch nemesis, or not his arch
Oh,
nemesis,
cool.
but like it's
Yeah,
like somebody who wants to have his talent but doesn't have it. Um, and so like it's told through his eyes. So like the secondary character in the story is Mozart, but it's all like the story revolves around him, but he isn't necessarily the main character. And I thought that was an
yeah,
interesting way to do it.
yeah.
Um, it's fun. It
It's
was a
cool.
good one.
I saw this clip. Um, it's Cillian Murphy and Christopher Nolan. They go like into this like one of the only video stores in Paris, and like they just pick up little movies off the shelf. And that was one of the movies that Christopher Nolan picked, and he said it's one of the best like stories about rivalry. And he made
Yeah,
Cillian Murphy watch that, and Robert Downey Jr. watch that
that's
before
perfect.
acting in
Yeah,
Oppenheimer,
I could see that for sure.
just to like kind of show off like that rivalry and like how they try to act like they're not rivals, like when they're maybe talking to each other, but like behind their backs.
Oh
I haven't
yeah.
seen it, so I can't
Similar parallel to Chuck
do it,
and
but
Jimmy in Better Call Saul as well. Like
cool.
like there's always like some tension in the room, but like nobody's ever gonna like address it. It's good stuff. All right, Ty, you're up next.
All right, the time has come. Me and Jake both saw this one. Um, I actually didn't rate it too high. It's Poor Things. It's getting nominated for pretty much like every category. Um, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not like a typical guy to like go watch this kind of movie. I'm trying to like broaden my horizons a little bit. And this kind of did that and more. Obviously, I gave it a 3.7 just because like my rating system's kind of like how I feel walking out of the theater, and there's a lot of like uncomfortable uh, scenes in there. Like if you're not old enough to watch this, definitely don't watch this. Like it was a lot of vulgar depiction of this Emma Stone who stars in it. Um, Jake's seen it too, so he can speak to it. But she's basically like learning how to be a human. Like she's like a baby in like a older body, and you kind of like figure out like why that is like as the movie goes on. But it plays with a lot of just um, what would you call it?
Social constructs, norms,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. Why why humans act a certain way,
human
like
nature.
because it's like polite or like I don't know. She just learns a bunch of things about like she does like doesn't understand why like we are the way we are when she thinks it could easily be another way or
Yeah,
like why not like you know
she almost has the perspective of a child. Like everyone's innocent and like they see the world like as this great place. And then as you get like older, you realize like there is some like really evil things out there, and she kind of uh, falls into that trap of maybe believing that everything
even
is like
like it challenges like the idea of marriage at one point where like she gets married to this guy but then she's like oh but I want to go off on this adventure and then I'll come back and then
yeah,
we'll get married, it's fine. And she doesn't understand the idea of the guy's like
Jealousy.
self-esteem and jealousy and stuff like that. Like she learns about all these different feelings that uh, developed humans have, and I personally liked it a lot. Like just because it made me think about stuff like that a little differently. So like could do away with some of the gross stuff that was like unnecessary, but like I think everything for me like hit where it needed to. Like I kind of like it made me think about things differently, so I
Yeah.
appreciate it for that.
I definitely
I gave
haven't
it
like.
I give it like a 4.8 or 4.7 to be honest. I
Oh
liked it a
wow.
lot.
I honestly like haven't forgotten about it like a lot of other movies on this list. Like I definitely haven't forgotten I've watched that movie. Like it was really like a memorable watch. Like you really get encapsulated and like feel like you're in this world with her, like learning it as well. Because it's like it's not like they're on like Earth. Like it's like a fantasy version of Earth, and it's shot really cool. Like it's black and white, all the way up to the point until she starts adventuring, and then like the color is just like super super saturated, and like it's a fun adventure. But it just wasn't my cup of tea, so I gave it a 3.7.
Yeah, that's valid. All right, next one. I had City Lights. We watched this one on the old projector over here. Charlie Chaplin. I actually laughed out loud at this one a few times. I was like, I did not expect to like have a good time watching this. This was more the ones you kind of just check off the list because you're supposed to watch it. But like, I was pleasantly surprised. They did a lot with this one. He goes to a lot of places, does a lot of things. Everything comes back together at the end. There's a little bit of a love story involved. There's some boxing involved. Like it's a fun one. Um, Charlie Chaplin, really good at what he does or what he did. I mean, the
Yeah,
music makes this thing go. It's like it's like watching Tom and Jerry, but it's like people. So can't complain about that.
yeah. I've seen a Charlie Chaplin. You mentioned it earlier, unironically, but
Modern
well,
times or
yeah,
modern.
Modern Times. Kind of just cracks at just the factory system. Like it's an older movie, so like factories were like a big deal back then, and like just like how fast can I make like things to make more money? Just capitalism, and
Oh,
yeah, Charlie Chaplin. I mean, he's just like he's known for like his stunts. Actually, like he'll like go and like fall off a side of a car, and like he'll be fine.
yeah. There was one with like a pothole. Like he was getting dangerously close to falling off the side, and like every time, like his back's to it. So like, but the audience knows that like he's in a lot of danger. So it was like playing with that aspect.
Yeah,
If you want to know about the plot, I can do that. It was basically, oh my, I guess what's
City Lights.
my
It's
battery?
like he
Yeah,
goes to the
City Lights is
circus or
about a
something.
blind girl. He's poor, a blind girl that sells flowers. He likes, so he acts like he's rich. He gets a rich friend that has a car and like
We
picks her
just
up one time.
lost all of our viewers talking about this one, by the way. Hey, shout out our one viewer. You're the homie.
I think it's
Appreciate
me,
you.
bro.
It's probably Jake.
All right, hold on. I gotta switch my camera.
What are you doing?
I'm back.
What are you doing? Okay.
I had to switch my camera out.
Um.
I did like this'll play like. Are we just posting like the whole thing so like people can
Yeah.
watch it?
Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Thanks for sticking around. We'll get into the next one here
All right.
pretty easily. Next time.
All right. Godzilla -1 minus color. Me and Jake both saw this one too. I went back, saw it in the theater. It's my second viewing of this movie, but the first time in black and white. And gosh, I love this movie so much. It really makes you like enjoy going to the theater a lot, and it makes you want to go back to the theater just in case like you possibly get an experience like this again. And I was telling Jake, I get the chills like multiple times throughout this movie, like especially towards like the end sequence when there's all that slow motion and Godzilla's about to do his atomic blast. Like, did we didn't get to review this one like originally, and I mean this one just it's one of my favorites of all of last year and carried into this year pretty well too with the black and white version.
Yeah. I I thought it was not as rewatchable as I thought it might have been, but like I still loved it the first time I watched it. Like it was incredible, and like I didn't know what to go in and expect. I love that it's based in World War II. Like the premise is sweet. Um, and I mean Godzilla is a badass. Especially, I liked the way that like it was kind of like the birth of Godzilla as well. Not like the actual birth, but like how he grew to be like a
The monster.
dangerous, like a giant size.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet.
If you don't know, this is a Japanese foreign film, like a Japanese take, like a Godzilla originally was Japanese, so this is bringing it back to its roots. And the original was actually in black and white as well, and that's why I feel like it
70th
kind of hit.
anniversary.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of hit hard, and like it made it feel like I was watching. Like I've seen clips of the original one, like it's not as good as this one. I wouldn't say. Like obviously it created Godzilla, but this is like just a futuristic take on it. And it's set in World War II, which I thought was awesome. Like I would go see a Japanese World War II film in general, like even if like Godzilla wasn't in it, and then like Godzilla on it in it as well, like made it just the cherry on top. And I thought it was awesome.
I immediately after watching it the first time, I was like, this is Japan's Top Gun Maverick, like without a doubt. So like it
Ooh.
had it had a lot of parallels with like how I felt coming out of the theater with Top Gun Maverick, the newer one.
Yeah,
So like I would recommend watching it just because I chased to find that feeling after a movie, and this one gave it to me. So
yeah.
there we
And
go.
the director's name is Takashi Yamazaki, and if you do some research on him, he's heavily inspired by Close Encounters with the Third Kind, which is Steven Spielberg, and also Star Wars is like his favorite. And you could see some Star Wars references within the movie. Me and Jake kind of talked about it. I almost made a video on it, and I decided not to, but
That's why I clowned him about like
yeah.
being like pointing out the Star Wars thing in Argyle
But if anyone
for
ever
context.
sees this, let's get this guy a directing role like for Lucasfilm. Like we got to get him on the next Star Wars film for sure. Um, he's
He
just
did a
got
lot
such
with
an
the
original
budget.
vision, and I feel like he would have a great take on Star Wars. And he actually met with some like I think he met with what's his name the I'm gonna get crushed for not knowing his name right now, but the guy who made Clone
Kevin
Wars.
Feige.
No, Clone Wars.
What's his
Clone
name?
Wars. Cowboy.
Yeah, I
Hat.
know. I thought I said it.
Oof.
Kevin Feige, is he Marvel?
No.
Uh,
Yeah, you're so wrong. Hold up.
yeah,
Just
Kevin
don't know.
Feige's Marvel. What's this guy's name? I know his face. He wears
I
the
know
cowboy
Eric
hats
knows
in
it.
interviews.
Eric's about to throw it in easily.
Um, he did Mandalorian. Like he's doing the next
Oh, Dave
thing
Filoni.
for
I just
Star Wars.
remembered. All right, Dave Filoni.
Boom.
He met with Dave Filoni, which was awesome. Like, they're definitely
He needs a lot
starting
of help
relationship.
because he's starting to like. I'm starting to not like what Dave Filoni's doing with his
Well,
stuff.
I don't think
so.
it's all Dave Filoni. I think Dave Filoni wants to do the right thing, but he's only one person. And like,
No,
the
he's the one
suits-
creating. He's the one creating the whales in Ahsoka,
Jake,
and was like, "This is
I know,
sick."
but the suits kind of drive the story, dude. I mean, there's a writing room. Like he's got the original. Yeah, Dave Filoni. Thanks, Eric. Uh, yeah, but
Dave
I
Filoni.
want to get Takashi in there. I feel like he would do a great job. He made this Godzilla movie with only only $15 million budget, which is it is a lot of money, but like movie standards, like this movie we saw the other day, Argyle was acquired for 200 million. So like I think if you give this guy a budget and he uses it like the right way, like we could have a masterpiece on our hands.
No doubt. I agree with that. Yeah. I'm gonna get into my next one here. I got Parasite. Had to rewatch it.
Ooh,
Was like, why not throw in a little Parasite?
so it's like top
Um,
3 for me
Yeah,
all time.
this one's special. Um, Great storytelling premise. Like it's a story within a story. Um, it is a foreign film. I got a lot of foreign films coming up. I'm sorry about it. It is what it is. I just was like, I gotta watch these because they're on my list. So, but like Parasite was one that was like I needed to watch this again just because I think that Bong Joon Ho is a great storyteller and I gotta remember how he does this. So let's see. I
Yeah,
mean,
if you watched my most anticipated movies of 2024, I got a Bong Joon-ho movie called Mickey 17. Comes out this year, and Parasite has a big hand in the reason I'm so excited, and it really opened my eyes to like foreign filmmaking, and Bong Joon-ho is one of the best out there to do it. So I'll let Jake get into it here. Yep.
yeah, I mean, this one's a real treat. Um, it's about a poor family, and they become parasites in a way by infiltrating all the positions that are needed to like that a rich family might require, like a driver or like a tutor or stuff like that, a housemaid.
Yeah.
They become all these positions, and the owners do not, or the rich people do not know what these like guys are conspiring. So like
They don't
that's
know
the
they're
first
related.
part. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't know they're related. And then that's the first part of the story. That's a great idea already, right? And then it gets even better. Some
Yeah.
things happen, and you start to figure out. You gotta watch for yourself.
And I just gotta say, this is
Beautifully
such a
shot.
yeah, so pretty. Like when I think of
Yeah,
this movie, I just think of the color green. Like it's just so like
I
the
think of
rain
all the colors. I think of
sequences.
like
Like
dark
no,
blacks
I
and
just think of that
like
like
bright
shot into
colors
the
and
backyard when it's raining. Like it just the colors just pop off the screen, and it's just so well paced, and definitely it's like one of my top 3 movies ever. So if you haven't seen that, I'm jealous, and I highly recommend you go turn it on. And if you're not a subtitle person, uh, Bong Joon-ho, the director, I'm gonna quote him real quick. He said, "If you or like, I'll paraphrase because I'm not sure if it's a direct quote, but he said if you can get through the bottom 2 inches of the screen, like you're open to a whole new world." So I'd say
what's that
watch
mean?
this movie. Like if you don't like it, you don't like it. But like there's a ton of different countries besides America and like other people that speak English. There's a whole another world of cinema out there. Uh, like just like my number one movie right now for me is Lahain. It's another foreign film, so you can really just open yourself up to some foreign films. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm an
One
advocate. I
thing,
love them.
one more thing I need to say about Parasite. This was a story that made me feel like uh, this storytelling is like everything I was curious about. Like, what if this happened? Like everything they and that like I don't know. He finds a way to like make you be curious about something happening, and then he's like this is what would happen if that happens, and you're like I
Yeah,
wonder what would happen if that happens, and then
it's really satisfying.
he it like yeah it like makes you I don't know. It's really satisfying to like you feel like the possibilities are endless inside of the stories because you're trying to like outthink him potentially or try to guess what's gonna happen and it's just like there's real moments that happen that just like the story's so elaborate but then just one simple thing is like a thing that flips it on its head and it's completely
Yeah,
different. It's great.
the suspense is crazy in it. He does such a good job building it up.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll move on.
You're
We'll
up,
we'll
Ty.
stop boring you guys with that one, but
Yeah, that one. Oh
it's
baby.
so good, so good though. All right, next I got another 5 out of 5 here. Past Lives. I made Jake watch this one. I turned
Yeah.
this one on. It's one of those movies I turned on like literally midnight, and I was like, it's kind of one of those movies. Like I had like no outside distractions, and I was just locked in on that, and I just had like the best experience watching it. Like it's a really sad movie, but like I like movies that pull emotions out of me, and this one definitely did it. I'm currently like it's like a romantic movie, I would say. But it's also just like so well made. It's like balancing the line between like a dramatic movie and a romantic movie. And it just accomplishes its goal. I loved it. As soon as I watched it, I was like, Jake, you need to watch this movie. Like it was already on Jake's list, but I encouraged him to watch it as soon as possible. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was like super grounded. Um, like most movies, like a director or a writer might make their characters be like witty and know exactly what to say in scenarios, but like the silence in this movie is so loud, and like the little moments that like are so relatable, like really hit home in this one. And
yeah,
I also loved the cinematography. Ty was pointing it out to me, and I was so glad I watched this one. Um, Most of it, the shootings in New York and a place in South Korea, and dang, they shout out to the guys who like sniffed out these cool spots with cool backdrops and the color design and stuff.
yeah.
Like I had a great time with this one.
This is like if you're
And the
looking
story
like
was great.
where
If
do
you're
I need to
feeling
like
sentimental, if you're feeling sentimental, or if you got like a potential girl that you're like, thinking of, I don't, you don't even need like a special someone to like
no,
enjoy
because
this one.
everyone, I feel like
Because everybody has a
trying
past.
not to. Everyone's trying not to feel lonely. Everyone's trying to like have somebody to be with.
Yeah.
So
Makes you think
um,
about potential opportunities, fumbled bags, great times. All right.
all right. All right. What's next for you? Are you closing in on the end here?
No, Ty. I guess you didn't watch as many movies as me,
No,
bro.
I got like five more. I got five
All
more.
right. I'm rolling. This one was another foreign movie. I'll go quick through this one. Harakiri. It's a Japanese
Harakiri.
film.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Harakiri. Harakiri. There's a Harakiri, I think.
All right.
This one, that the word means the Japanese suicide, where they throw it in the old stomach and give it a nice little pull
The
across the body.
samurais. The samurais.
The samurais, it's the way they, but they did that in World War II too. So, but like this one is about samurais. Um, this one, so like I guess, I mean, there's so many levels to Japanese culture and like
Let's.
understanding it all, but I'm just like, this guy came to a dojo to sacrifice himself because he felt like he like didn't have a place in this world anymore. So like uh that's what he's doing. That's what the premise is about. This guy's on his knees in front of the whole dojo, giving him a nice respect, but he does have something up his sleeve, and there is more to the story. But that suicide ritual is hanging over the story the entire time. So that's the use of tension in this movie.
So when would they do that? Like when they lose in battle, or
This
when
guy
would they
didn't
do?
have, so this guy's house that he like served got dethroned or whatever, and so like he didn't have a master anymore to serve. Um,
So
and
he's
instead
supposed
of,
to.
I guess he can't enlist in a new one. So like that was like the honorable thing to do. So
Oh wow.
I don't
Different
understand it.
world, bro.
That's what I
Different
said.
world.
That's why I prefaced that. I was like, I don't know the
Yeah.
Japanese culture. I don't know why this works, but it's a great movie for what it is. I thought I would hate it, but like it really like kept my attention because the constant tension that
That's on
shit
my
was gonna
list
go
to
down.
watch. I'm excited to see that one. I just want to thank.
You,
I want to thank the 4 viewers who are currently in here. Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
I'm one of them, bro. Let's go. Hell yeah,
Let's go, Jake. Thank you, Jake.
got you, dude. All right,
Y'all are
next.
awesome. All right. Jake, that's a cool one. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Next one, I got the worst movie on my list. Beekeeper. It's one of those action movies. I'd compare it to almost exactly John Wick, but not. It didn't. I know some people like this one. Like, I'm not expecting a lot from this movie. Similar to Argyle, when I was going into it, and yeah, The Beekeeper just didn't accomplish its goal for me, in my opinion. And it's a 1.5 out of 5. Jason Statham, I mean, he's in like The Meg. He's in like Hobbs and Shaw. He's got a cool accent. He kills some people. If you want to see that, go watch that one. But wasn't my cup of tea. And yeah, I think Argyle is better. If you're going to choose between two of those action movies, I'd go to Argyle over that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Pretty quickly, pretty easily, right there.
I like that out of you. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going into my next one. Watch another TV show. This one is just a one season. Take it or leave it. It's called Over the Garden Wall. I thought I was getting into something special, but then I saw it was made by Cartoon Network, so I was like, okay, well, they're 20-minute episodes, so I'll just bang it out. It was cool animation. This story is about like two guys that get lost in the woods, and it's like a fantasy land. So like they basically pull up on other people. Just kind of similar to, what did I compare it to? It was like, it's basically like Adventure Time, but like with different characters. And like one of them's like super unsure of himself, and then one of them's like blissfully ignorant, and it was kind of lame. But I just got through it.
Just one of those. We probably just move on to the next.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to the next one. Don't waste your time with that one. I had to buy that one. Next.
All right. I watched this one, Jake. You're gonna be proud of me. It's probably gonna come to a shock to some of you guys, all three of you guys that I haven't seen this. I watched The Departed for the first time all the way through.
Bruh.
I've started it before, but this is my first time all the way through.
What the hell?
I'm gonna say Scorsese made this one, correct?
Oh yeah.
It wasn't as good as Goodfellas, in my opinion. I'm just gonna say it off the bat. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I loved the ending sequence. Obviously, you got Leonardo DiCaprio, you got Matt Damon, you got Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicholson. With the son? Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. He's so
yeah,
good in that.
So, yeah, it's kind of like a reverse cop gangster movie, like, and it's the premise is like genius. I enjoyed it. I just it didn't do enough for me to be a 5 out of 5. I'm just gonna say that.
That's so sad. No, I mean, but like you still ranked it pretty high. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, the premise is about a guy that comes from a bad family that's trying to be a good guy, and a guy that comes from a good family trying to be a bad guy. And then Jack Nicklaus is the one between them.
And they're trying to figure out who's the rat in both sides.
I guess.
Like
I
one's
like
undercover
that one a
in one
lot,
side,
man.
one's undercover in the other. Like it's like, that's the genius.
Yeah, but like,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, the guy that's bad, but he's acting like he's good. Is like super respected in his job, and the guy that is good, but they treat him like he's not worthy of like any praise because his family has been like through it. So like I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Man.
I enjoyed it. I
That
mean, I
was so
said
good.
4.5 out of 5. That's
You didn't
like
think it did enough for you to get like? You just didn't think
I
the
just
story was
think-
there?
I loved all the actors. It might have been just like too many. I don't even know if this makes sense. It's just like too many great actors. I don't know if that makes sense. It was
That
just
doesn't make
like,
sense. Do you think they underutilized certain actors?
I don't know. I wish Jack
Shout out
Nicholson did a
Argyle.
little bit more. I thought he was gonna like get kind of active. I mean, he did have that one point where he was wiping his hands off.
I agree. I mean, but like he does such a good job in the short time that he's on the screen that makes you want him to like have
Yeah.
him more involved. Like, yeah, I think he did a great job of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's not the main character.
I just said I don't think it's as good. I think Scorsese's good.
I'm not going to try to convince you. I like
Yeah.
I like that. I like your opinion. Okay,
All right,
Um,
next.
I watched Isle of Dogs and by Wes
I've seen
Anderson.
that.
This was the point where I was like, bro, I've watched way too many movies where I had to read subtitles. Please. But like Wes did it in a
Isn't
cool
the
way, so
only
I
one
appreciate
that
him.
you have to read subtitles for is the kid?
Yeah, so like the dogs speak in English, the
Yeah.
humans speak in a different language. Um, this one has like an uncanny valley that I couldn't get past, and I thought the story was like decent enough, but like it didn't like hook me like other stories. Like Fantastic Mr. Fox is by far better in my opinion, but Isle of Dogs, man, it's about some dogs going on a little journey with a little guy, and
Well, the story is like Japan kicked out dogs because like I don't know what was going on. Like there's some kind of like pandemic or
they got
something. And
banished to an
like
island.
they
They
forced
got
they
yeah,
forced them all.
but there's a conspiracy that they potentially faked or somebody just like COVID.
So
Fuck
they
it.
banished them, but like they're actually eating them or something.
No, somebody just had a hatred for dogs and was like, we gotta send them off and give them a reason why, and then they find
That
out
kind
that
of
the
happens
reason
in the
why
movie.
wasn't actually valid. Huh?
Does that happen in the movie? Because there
I'm
was like
telling
some
you what
political
happened.
stuff going on.
I'm telling you what
You
happened in
said
the
there was
movie. That's what it
conspiracy.
was.
Oh, I thought you were like saying
There's
like outside of the movie.
conspiracy. No, there's conspiracy in the movie that the government sent the dogs off
Oh, okay.
because they just don't
Okay,
like
yeah.
dogs.
It's been a while since I saw it, so
I didn't like it that much, but I thought it was like some of it was vibey. Like the one scene when they were cooking up some sushi for like 2.5 minutes, I was vibing with it.
yeah,
But
that
like
was cool.
everything else, I was like, all
That's a
right,
good scene. It's a good scene.
yeah, it's a good scene. Best scene from that. All
All
right, you
right.
got next one.
Next I saw Deadpool, the original Deadpool. I rewatched that one just because Deadpool 3 comes out this year, obviously. If you've seen my most anticipated movies video, you would have saw I'm pretty excited about the new one coming out with Wolverine. And watching this one back, that opening sequence in slow motion, it's like I don't know how they shot that with the CGI, where the camera's kind of in like creative mode,
Yeah,
and
that
it
was a
just like
crazy one.
goes through the whole
I
car.
like that one.
And dude, there is some references to like Hugh Jackman in it, which is like kind of funny. Because I know they have like a good relationship in real life, like they're actually like best friends. And then like when they wrapped up shooting for Deadpool 3, they like all put out these like sentimental tweets, like talking about how they got to like work with their best friends. Like the director and Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are like all best buds, and like they were just talking about how rare it was to like just love working in an environment like that. It's kind of funny, like an actor, like you never like. I mean, sometimes you do, but you never really get to like work with the same people every time. Like some people just get a job and they work for the same company forever. Like an actor, it's just kind of like all up to like kind of fate, like where they end up. And
Sure.
but yeah, uh, this is one of those moments where like best friends get to work together. So I'm super excited for the new one. But the first one's great. It was fun to look back on. And I might have to watch the second one before the third one comes out, just so I'm like all cut up to speed. But love the soundtrack and the witty humor, and I didn't even know they had it on Disney Plus, so I signed in the Jake's account and got it on there because like for some reason mine's parentally restricted, so that's fun.
Hell
I
yeah.
didn't even know it was
I'm
on
sure you
there.
could go in settings and figure that out. But
I tried. I tried.
yeah, Deadpool's awesome. I might have to do that as well. What
Yeah.
month is that coming out? April or something?
March. I think it comes
March.
out
Oh baby, it's
March
even closer.
or the summer or the summer. Can't remember.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that one. It's gonna be great. Um, so witty, so epic.
Yeah, I mean
Great
Ryan
action.
Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds in it, and that's all you need to see. I mean, it was so
Yeah.
great when it first came out. I think that was like one of our first rated R movies in the theater. I think, if I'm not mistaken, because it came out in like
I would assume
2017.
that. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It was so cool. That one. Yeah, that one. Like constantly made me laugh. I was like, this one's so sweet. All right. This is
ahead.
my last movie. I mean, I have other ones, but this is the
Wait,
last one I
really?
want to talk about here.
All right, I have one. I have one more after this too.
Perfect. All right.
Backstretch. Here we go.
Yeah, you guys been awesome. Thanks for sticking around. All right. Anatomy of a Fall. That's what I watched to end this month. It was part of Best Picture nominations for the Oscars last year, so had to fit it in. Well, found out that it was made English French. You know, I said it last movie. I'm struggling with subtitle movies, and I thought this one started out with plenty of English, and I was like, okay, this is an English movie. It's got a little French because the kid speaks French. Cool. Um, yeah, should have turned the subtitles on sooner. I missed a lot of plot points. This one is like an in courtroom drama, but yeah, the point of it is not about the facts. It's about, I guess, how things come to light during a trial, regardless of if a person's guilty or not. The mom. So
Takes a
there's a
toll.
mom. There's a mom, a dad, and a son. The dad dies. He falls off the roof, or he's pushed off the roof. That's what we're trying to figure out in this. And the mom is the main culprit that it could potentially be. But a lot of things come to light in their relationship through the trial. That I mean, and it's super public. Like for some reason, the paparazzi's going crazy. Like they want to know what the hell's going on with the story.
Is
And
it based on a true story at all, or is it
probably
just,
not, but it's probably based in some truth that like somebody's been screwed over by
Okay.
by the courts, like in terms of their personal life.
Yeah, I got
So
you.
I thought it was an interesting take. I didn't really think it was like anything awesome. Like I wasn't like this is epic. So like do you want to do yours and then we maybe pick our favorite movie from the month or something like
Yeah,
that?
and then maybe we ask some viewers for some questions as well. If you guys got any questions, fire them away. All right. All right. My last one on the list here. I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to cap it off. I love this movie. It's Tarantino's latest one. It was a fun rewatch. Brad Pitt is probably my favorite in the whole movie, and DiCaprio is like it's funny seeing him play like a actor who's like out of his prime, like trying to make it back into it, because he is such a great actor, and he's so great at acting like this actor who's not great, but yeah, he goes to Italy and all that, but yeah, Cliff Booth. I mean, that's why you watch the movie, in my opinion, or rewatch it. He's just such a badass dude, and he doesn't care. He drives him everywhere and does some stunts. Dude totally killed his wife, by the way, like 100%. Like they cut to that scene. I forgot they did that, and it's him like arguing with his wife on the boat, and he's just like looking under like. So,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. It's a lot funnier than I remember. It's almost more of a comedy than like a classic Tarantino like action movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's number 9 in his filmography, and he has one more planned. So, whenever Tarantino says he's gonna make his next one, we'll definitely be in the theaters. But this is probably like, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Tarantino, but it's probably in the top 4.
Yeah, this one's sweet. These characters, like I feel like they could have their own TV spinoff. Like if they had like a True Detective one season, let these characters cook. Like these guys, like I wanted to see more of Leonardo DiCaprio just in like the real world, just interacting with people. There's a
Yeah.
lot of his like acting, which is
It's
obviously the
mostly
point
his
of
acting.
the
That's like,
yeah, that's the point of the movie. But like I like this Cliff Booth character. Like I wish I could see more of him. Even though it's a super long movie, you still feel like you didn't see like all that you wanted to of these characters. But that just means they did a good job writing it.
yeah, dude.
It was
Like a
it was
little,
awesome.
like a Cliff Booth like spinoff, like Better Call Saul, but it's Cliff Booth. Like, sign me up.
Yeah, dude. Well, they already do that in the movie. Like I love the fact that
Yeah,
they
he
follow
does some
this guy
side
that's not
quests.
important. Yeah, he does a side
Yeah.
quest. He does a bunch of side quests. It's epic.
Yeah, it's
That
sweet.
part of it's awesome.
And
Yeah.
Tarantino's really showing off like his film knowledge in that one at an all-time high with like Bounty Law and like all these references. And I love how Tarantino puts like I know he's kind of like a classic like film guy to like for like film bros or whatever. But I like how he has movies within his movies like Inglourious Bastards has a movie theater and in this one Sharon Tate goes to like watch her movie like in the theater, like kind of getting the other people's reaction to it.
Not only that, even like the little scenes of like, what's his name, being another like a World War II
Yeah,
pilot or like a stuff
yeah,
like
like
that.
with the flamethrower.
Yeah, like that shit's awesome.
We
too.
like cut, yeah, like dude, the budget must have been nuts because like there's so many like just like 10-second scenes that like probably had so much setup to them, but like you just gotta
No
appreciate
doubt.
like the scale of this movie. And I'm like looking like they're driving on the highway and it's like only cars like from that time period. And I'm like, there's a lot of work behind this to like make this look the way it does. And it was great to see. And
Yeah,
I love how he flips history. Like you gotta love like Inglourious Bastards. He did it. That's probably my favorite Tarantino movie. But he just completely flips the script on this one. Like because in real life Sharon Tate dies, and then this one I won't spoil it, but something else goes down.
yeah. It's hard to be that kind of stuff. I love history. I love people's takes on what could happen. Stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Tarantino's the king of that stuff.
Jake, it looks
All
like
right.
we have Eric asked us a question in the chat.
What's up, Eric? Can't remember if you guys have touched on this before, but have you guys watched Killers of the Flower Moon? We did watch Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes, we did.
I liked it, but I wish that it focused more on the detective aspect of things as opposed to what it did with like, I don't know, like, cause that's what you're supposed to like see when you see a Scorsese movie. You're supposed to go in and like it's about like I don't know, the like catching the guys that are doing the bad stuff.
Yeah.
That part I felt like was lacking. But I think it was purposeful from what I've like done research on. Like Scorsese wanted to be from the Indian perspective. They did
But
they
it
did
was
a
more
lot with
from
that.
DiCaprio's perspective. Like I think it should have
That
been
too.
more of the Indian
No,
perspective.
well, no. I think
Or
what they
Native
did
American.
with
We can't say, probably can't say Indian. Native
yeah,
American.
Native American. Yeah, I mean, I think what they did with Leo and like having or like, but also the community, like you slowly start to understand the evil that's like around and like that these people are like blatantly doing it right behind their backs. Like the doctors,
Yeah.
I remember, are like
Yeah.
so crazy in that one,
Like they
and
didn't
like
hide it at all.
yeah,
Like they're just
I just
like,
liked the like slow escalation of like evil throughout the movie.
you're
Like
like,
you're trying to
wait.
pick up on what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But like when you find out like he's marrying that wife so he can steal or I don't know,
To have
marry
her
the wife
money,
so he can take the
basically.
money. But then like also like you didn't expect him to be a bad guy either, and then there's just one random scene where it cuts to him like robbing some place and like has something on his head and you're like, "Oh my God, this isn't the guy that I thought he was."
De Niro
And
is
I thought that
also
was cool.
a really great bad guy in this. I think he escalates the movie to another level, in my opinion, and he's just like so good at being that like guy you don't want to mess with. Like DiCaprio is so scared of this dude, um, and that was fun to see that the DiCaprio his interactions with him, like their dynamic is so great. So that's what we have to say about that one.
Um, the actress that played the main Osage lady,
Yeah,
she kicked ass. She was great in that role. Um, I felt like it was real when I was watching her. Like it felt like I was
yeah,
watching a
she
real
should.
story.
She
Because
should
Leo
win
can
something.
Leo
for
can
that.
take you out of like Leo can take you out of the story. I feel like because his face is so recognizable. But like
Yeah.
that girl like really grounded it for me. So like I
Yeah,
like that part of it.
and I've mentioned this before. We actually reviewed it on one of our old episodes, but his country accent doesn't do it for me. And like, I I can't believe it as much as I believe like his New Yorker accent. Like he's such a like witty guy, and when he kind of plays this like not as smart country guy, it's just like not his.
How
I
you
don't know. It's
visualize
not,
him?
Yeah, yeah. Like I think he's just like
That
a
makes sense.
smooth like guy. Like he's great as in Titanic. He's great in Wolf of Wall Street.
I watched a bit of Aviator, which is a movie that he stars in as well, and he has a country accent, and like I was having a hard time with
Dude,
that
it's
one as well,
hard.
Ty.
The country accent.
I that one's a super long one, so like I had to sit down at another time to maybe put that one on, but like from the first bit that I saw, he was rocking that country.
Yeah, I feel like he even had that country accent in like the Don't Look Up.
Like he was younger too, so like
Remember
I don't
Don't
know
Look Up, Jake? That
what's up.
remember
Yeah.
Don't Look
Yep.
Up on
That one
Netflix?
was a Netflix one.
He had like a country accent in that one too, and that's when I like first realized I was like, this is not his style.
He
I
was
know he's
hiding behind
done
the
a lot of
glasses
different
though. It worked
portrayals.
fine.
Like he's good. He's a great actor. It's just it doesn't work for me. But I can't judge him. He's so great. Like I love him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Kills the Flower Moon was awesome, bro.
Is there any more questions? Like you guys doing good? Thank you guys for still being here. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us while we talk about some movies we saw.
Yeah, feel
this was
free to
fun.
jump back. Maybe we'll add some like sections to this so you can see what the hell we're talking about at what point. But I don't know if we can do that. No promises.
Yeah, I think we might be able to like pull some images up so you guys can like kind of see what we're talking about. We'll prepare more for it. This was kind of just like spur of the moment. Like, should we live stream for the first time? Try this out. I
Yeah.
think it was pretty smooth, and like I can even pull like transitions in here, and we could like film like one of the shows like we used to. I don't know. Whatever we want to talk
All
about.
right.
All right, y'all let us know.
Sounds good.
Y'all, why not like the video? If not, be pretty nice.
Shout out Eric. Thanks for sticking to the end, bro. I don't know how you did it, to be honest.
Eric got modded for interacting in chat and just having a good time.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Eric.
Aaron got her popcorn going.
All right.
Let's go.
Awesome. Hopefully
Alrighty.
you guys watch some good movies. Let us know what we should watch next month. If you
Yeah,
if you
guys
want to
have
comment
any,
that.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much. Jake, should I get
Say
the
thank
outro
you
music
again.
going? I got it on here, dude.
Nope. We're good. We'll just hard close it.
Guys, let
Hard
me show you.
close
I have access to this.
Nope.
Oh, baby.
Should maybe figure out how to put something cool around our heads before we put the music in. God, Ty, it's so loud. The bass is insane.
Sorry, guys. Sorry
Stop.
for the ears.
Stop. All right, we're still trying to figure it out. We're not tech geniuses over here. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one.
Appreciate y'all.